What specifically about Project Humanities and the homelessness outreach struck a chord with the Michigan State Alumni Association?
I think it was that connection
Mhm,
with the Project Humanities group
mhm,
and with the homeless. I really enjoy seeing the other folks, the other volunteers coming out from Project Humanities. You really do meet some fascinating people through that. And then you're distributing the clothes and the supplies to that completely different subset of Phoenix.
mhm,
So we're interacting with two other groups and we're doing something for the community. If we were out picking up trash along the 101 or 17 or 51, we're helping the community, but I don't think it's as rewarding.
mhm.
I know it's not as rewarding
Right.
as going out and doing something for other members of our community.
Mhm.
Um,
That human connection really makes it rewarding, I think. Like,
Oh, it makes all the difference in the world. As you drive down the street and you see somebody pushing a shopping cart with clothes for 99% of the population, that is their only connection with that person with the shopping cart. They don't know what mindset that person has. Again, we on a Saturday morning distribution, we typically have a line of men and women in two different lines because we separate the clothing. And this one day, this guy comes through the line, and as I do with every person that comes up, I introduce myself and get their name. So what are you looking for today? And anything specific? And usually it's, just a little bit of everything.
mhm,
This one time, this fellow says, I don't need anything.
mhm,
And it kind of stopped me in my tracks. And I looked at him, he goes, I wanted to thank you guys because I was here 2 weeks ago, picked up clothing that I wore to a job interview, and
mhm.
I got the job. So I'm going to be renting an apartment. I'm going to be working full time. And I wouldn't have been able to do that had it not been for this. So he went through the whole line and thanked all the volunteers that he encountered. I
Oh yeah.
mean, there's not a Saturday that I don't walk away from there with a smile and at least one pleasant memory.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's what makes it worthwhile. That's what makes us come back.
Mhm,
How do we address that need now? Neil tells me what's needed, or more importantly, he directs me to the Amazon wish list page,
mhm.
and I turn around and get all that information to those 4,000 people in the database and say, you don't have to come to Phoenix to distribute. You don't have to come to Phoenix to drop off your shirts and pants and socks and underwear. Go to Amazon, go to this link, and pick out something that you can afford, and it's going to be utilized by the homeless because Dr. Lester wouldn't have put it up there if it wasn't.
Mhm.
And so, somebody from Bullhead City can now participate. Somebody from Lake Havasu, can now participate. They don't have to make that drive. That's the beauty of where things are at this point.
Yeah. It's good that despite the circumstances, we can still generate a community, whether that be, like virtual or actually in person. I think that's still good to still keep the interest of the community in helping out.
I don't even know how long they've had that Amazon wish list page, but we weren't doing that when we were doing the face-to-face interactions on Saturday mornings. We just told people, here's the things that the homeless need, collect your stuff and drop it off. Well, that's great for the folks in and around Phoenix, but it doesn't help the people up in Flagstaff or Payson. They're not going to drive 2-3 hours to drop that stuff off. But now with the Amazon wish list page, they can support the program from the comfort of their own home.
Mhm.
I hope it's the option for those people that are too far to drive in, if and when we get back to the Saturday face-to-face things, because I'd still like to see the people volunteer. whether they can donate clothing or sun protection or sunglasses or whatever, for them to be down there. You really don't appreciate the whole program until you see the whole process and see who's the recipients are.